BC City Connection. That's our program right here from the city of Battle Creek. I'm Richard Piet, your host, and happy to put the focus today on environmental services in Battle Creek and a number of things that you may want to know as springtime is getting closer. We'll talk about recycling and solid waste and some other things. Joining us today is Bessie Stears, Environmental Program Coordinator in Battle Creek, and Patty Hoch-Melluish, Environmental and Storm Service Manager. Welcome to you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Boy, there's a lot to talk about here. There are a number of recycling events that are coming soon, so let's talk about those, Bessie.
Yeah, first one is our styrofoam recycling event. That's March 20th. The city partners with DART. They provide the semi-trailer and the big plastic bags we use to fill that trailer with. So it's free. It's a free service to Battle Creek residents. And we just ask that everything's clean and dry. We take packing materials, no peanuts, no packing peanuts. If your foam can flex and not break, that is not accepted. We cannot recycle that. But your to-go containers, your to-go cups, and things of that nature. And more information can be provided on our website as well about what's accepted and not accepted.
Well, this is interesting because, first of all, a lot of us, we don't know what to do with that styrofoam, right? If we go by our curbside recycling instructions, we know it generally doesn't go in there.
Correct.
And we know we don't necessarily want to throw it in the trash. So this is how it's done. It's a special event for this kind of collection. And you mentioned DART. They make styrofoam, don't they?
Yep. Do they make it too, Patty? Yep. They also, so a lot of it is recycled into like picture frames. So they use it. Yep.
Interesting. I recall turning over styrofoam cups and seeing the name DART on the bottom. So it's nice of them to help with that. So it's March 20th. Where will this be?
It's held here at the Department of Public Works, 150 South Kendall Street, from 4 to 6 p.m.
Okay. Good time to do that too. After work, get a chance to run over and bring those over. Styrofoam collection. Okay. Hey, guess what? Coming up in April, an Earth Day linear park cleanup. And this is something that you try to do every year, right?
Yes. Yeah, every year throughout the year, really. Yep.
And volunteers are important.
Yes, they make it successful.
How do we get more information on that, and what should we know?
Yeah, so the city provides safety vests, gloves, trash grabbers while supplies last. Anytime between April 22nd and 28th. You can come here to the Department of Public Works and we can give you those supplies, gather your small group up. We can provide you a section of the linear path or a park, or if you have a business or a specific neighborhood that you like, that's always a great location too, to go out. And then our field services crews will go pick up the trash after the week. So.
All right. Nice idea to make it a group event and do something nice on Earth Day.
Yes.
All right,
Yep.
good. And there are other things that are coming soon as it relates to these kinds of events. What else do we have?
Yeah, so we also try to host one scrap tire cleanup event or collection event. And that's also here at the Department of Public Works from 4 to 6. That one is May 8th. And we have flyers available on our website that have more information about the event. It's very important to get those tires off our property. We do not collect commercial tires. It's just, this is a, personal tires.
Okay, so if you've changed the tires on your car, you happen to have the old ones laying around in your garage or something, this is the way to take care of that. Like styrofoam cups, I imagine this could be another thing where folks just don't know what to do with those.
Yep.
So you have to do this how often? Is this an annual thing?
Yes, we host this. We partner with Calhoun County. They actually put a grant in for these because it is not free. It's free to the residents, but it's not a free process. It's a pretty dirty process.
Yeah.
You figure a lot of these scrap tires are dirty and there's fun spiders in there and all good stuff. Um, so it's a dirty job. So the Calhoun County actually hosts many scrap tire cleanup events. But the city, we just do one for our
Okay.
city residents. Yep.
Well, appreciate the opportunity because I know there's some laying around out there and the spiders are going to be displaced, for which we're terribly sorry, but got to get those turned in. All right. So it's interesting because I got a notice about your rain barrel sale. And right after that, I started seeing social media posts from all over the place promoting it. This is a
Mhm.
pretty popular thing, Patty.
We've done this, gosh, I think since 2015.
Yeah.
And this one is we get the rain barrels, and they also sell composters, and they're recycled food barrels. The vendor that we get them from uses recycled food barrels. So it might, when you first get it, smell a little bit like pickles or olives, or yeah. So it's kind of cool because they're a really sustainable business. And so they come all fitted up with the mesh on top and the spigot on it and ready to go. So they start at the 55-gallon barrels start at, is it $80, I believe?
Yeah, it's somewhere around 80.
Yep. And so when we have you order online, or you can do a mail-in order, and then they're ready to pick up on April 17th here at the Department of Public Works.
And Bessie, folks come from all over to buy these. It's really interesting that that this is such an event because you'd think you could find them anywhere.
Yeah, they're not readily available.
And this price is really good compared to some that you will find
Okay.
locally or online. So
How do they work, Bessie? I mean, I think some folks probably get the concept, right? You collect rainwater, but talk about how they work and what generally people do with all of that water.
Yeah, you can use it to water the lawn. It saves on your utility bill. You don't have to use city water. And it's more nutrients gathered because it's rainwater. And you water your plants and any other household plants. And it also reduces runoff from your property. So it's a good stormwater protection promotion
Hmm.
that the less flow you have flowing off your property, it protects our water from running into the rivers that could pick up cigarette butts or things like that and wash it into the waterways.
So I presume then that you probably have to clean it out at some point because you'll collect some of that stuff.
and I mean, it's a pretty good process because of the screen on top. So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Well, this is a neat idea, and you'll be able to get more info on the website as well, and we'll repeat that location here in just a little bit. So, recycling audits. These are things that have been done periodically. Patty, what does that really mean when we say recycling audit, and what's the goal of that?
okay, so the city of Battle Creek is part of a grant program through the state of Michigan, the EAGLE, the Environment, Great Lakes and Energy. So we were part of a grant, and it's the Recycling Raccoons campaign grant. I don't know if you've seen them. That we've had billboards around town, and they're
Mm-hmm.
on, TV ads, but as part of that, we were eligible to have 2 recycling audits done. And what that means is a contractor came in and did some random samples of our City of Battle Creek residential recycling. So we had one done in August of 2022, and then a follow-up audit done in October of 2023. And they literally sift through every single item in a recycling cart and categorize it into 33 different categories. So all different kinds of plastic, all different kinds of paper, glass, all the contaminants. It's surprising what you might find in a recycling cart. But so we're finding out that we have about 78% targeted or good recycling in our recycling stream, which is great. we could do better, always could do better. And so the big change that they found between the audit that was done in 2022 and 2023 is our glass recycling really increased
Hmm.
almost 10%. And they really, our recycling campaign targeted that in 2022. So that showed that that campaign was effective. The biggest part of our recycling stream, our good stuff is cardboard and paper, which is good. And what we found out that we really could work on is one of our biggest contaminants is also non-targeted paper. So that would be, we just want to make sure people are aware that you can't recycle paper towels, paper plates, dirty soiled pizza boxes. And one thing that we're still finding people are confused about is that everyone wants to kind of sort the recycling. And Battle Creek has a single stream process. So we want everything absolutely loose in that cart, like even to the point where one piece of junk mail, don't package it into a bag with other junk mail. Once
Hmm.
it's in a bag, it's contamination because they don't have time to during the sorting process to open bags and see what's in it. So if something's bagged or boxed up that they can't see what it is, it pulled off the line and it's considered trash and contamination.
Wow.
So I know
Okay.
that's a lot. That's a lot. So people want to put all their junk mail in a paper bag, and the junk mail's recyclable, the paper bag's recyclable, but once it's in that bag and they can't see what's in there, it becomes contamination.
Okay, you got me then because I've done that. I've done that. I put all the paper in a paper bag and just put it in the recycling.
Yep. Dump it
Does
out,
dump it out.
and then the paper bag can go in, but with nothing in it. So it's
Okay.
all absolutely loose.
All right. Well, here's the full truth. I used to do that. I used to do that. And then I thought, well, you're making a big mess in here. Just
I
put the bag in
know
there.
you want to help. You want to be tidy and organized and
Yeah.
yeah. So, and then another hot spot was cardboard boxes with the packaging material still in it. So we're back to that styrofoam. Sometimes there's
Yes.
films, and so it just everything has to be separate. And some of those items, like the film, the packing bags, and that sort of thing, can't go in the curbside anyway. But just if it's what's supposed to be in the bin, just make sure it's loose and visible when it dumps out. But
Well, and
anyway, I think
you really began to focus on a question that I had, which is if there is something that doesn't belong, or as you pointed out, all stuffed in the bag or something like that, it just makes the whole thing into trash then. Is that true?
yes, that whole bag of good paper products is now trash.
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah, so it's a lot of extra effort for everyone. The recycler included, yeah, to do all that and then have it end up in the landfill. So
Yes, right. We're making such effort to avoid that, and then one trip up and we can we've undone our work. Yeah.
right,
So
right.
the
But in general, we're doing pretty well though. So
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that's good to know. And the glass thing is really interesting.
yeah.
So is that the main goal of this, just to understand what people are recycling and how compliant they are? Or is the main goal trying to figure out what we did wrong and correct it?
Right. I think kind of both. We wanted to see where we stand, and we knew that our recycling has improved a lot because we're not getting rejected loads like we were getting for a while. So
Okay.
we check in periodically with our hauler or waste hauler, and we keep hearing good stuff. But this audit, what that lets us do is let us go do even better. So and just see where our problem spots are, and then we can start messaging out that those items that we want to correct. So overall looking pretty good, but in the things we're seeing, it's kind of showing us that it's the people that are really trying to recycle that maybe just need that little extra information that we, can get out to them. So
Well, the bag thing certainly opened my eyes. So I'll get right back on it. Dump
okay.
that out. I think sometimes, when we do that, we think we're making noise or something and we're trying to be quiet. Let's just put the bag in there, and
Yes.
now we've totally negated the effort. Well, this is really interesting. So a grant allowed you to do this twice. You'd like to continue to track the progress, right? So maybe we get another grant. How do you look forward at this point?
Right. So this kind of fell in our lap. I'll be honest with you. We were contacted by the state of Michigan that Battle Creek was eligible for this grant in the recycling raccoon campaign. So we were just really fortunate to our community was chosen for that. So we can't take any credit. We just were the recipients of a great grant. And so the campaign is continuing, I think through this year, and we don't know if we'll get another audit, but it would be really nice to follow up on that too. So
Yeah, it
right
sure would be
now I can't
interesting.
say. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah, to find out what else we're doing more of or less of that would make a lot of sense. Before we go, we want to talk a little bit about curbside service. So, Bessie, there are some occasions upon which there are delays with curbside pickup, right?
Correct. Yeah. So we have the recycling calendar with Republic Services. So our communications department really wanted to make sure that we let everyone know that they see only 6 holidays out of the year. In federal and, city governments, we see a lot more holidays.
Right.
So our buildings can close more frequently during the year, while Republic Services, they only see 6 holidays. So this calendar, the little red boxes, will show you what they observe, and those days will be shifted on those weeks. So it's really important. And this calendar is available on our website as well. So
All right, and we'll get to
Yep.
that web address here in just a minute.
Yep.
So yes, 6 holidays are observed by the collector of curbside waste, and so those are the holidays upon which then there'd be a delay in pickup, but not, I don't know, I'm throwing this out there, President's Day or something that the city
Correct.
might be closed, but
Correct.
Republic is working.
Yep.
We are all interested in special curbside collections like yard waste. So that's coming up soon too, isn't it?
Yes, the week of April 8th is when that begins back up. Yep.
All right. And that continues for the season, doesn't it?
Correct. Yep. Till into the fall. I think it's the first week of December that we go to. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Are there any special rules like empty your recycling bag that we need
So
for curbside stuff?
for yard waste specifically, it's good to note that it's unlimited. So if you have 20 of those biodegradable bags full of leaves or twigs or things like that, it should get serviced.
Okay.
So on the heavy days in the fall, there tends to be more delays because there's just so much, right? So it takes them quite a bit, to pick all that up. But it is unlimited. They do like things in 4-foot sections. So if you have, small branches, less than 4 centimeters in diameter,
Mm.
the 4-foot sections for the trucks to fit
Okay.
in. And then to bundle with twine if you have, like a bunch of brush. So it's good to bundle that together. And no plastic bags. Do not put your leaves in plastic bags. We want everything to be biodegradable.
And the bags are required, are they?
Well, for leaves and things
Okay.
like that, like
Yeah.
the brush piles, you don't necessarily have to bag that. But leaves and grass clippings and things like that, yes, they need to be. Republic Services also offers a cart, so you can rent a cart for $39 a year, which is pretty cheap. And you can fill that cart with your grass clippings or your leaves, and you can get as many carts as you need, for that yard waste.
and you can
Okay.
also use your own cart as long as it has the
Yes.
label.
And you
stuff.
can use your own container. We offer free stickers here at the Department of Public Works that say yard waste only on them. It's
Okay.
very important to make sure you label those canisters, those cans, yard waste, so they know which truck will get which cans.
Okay. Good to know because some municipalities, of course, you just rake the leaves to the curb and then they blow around the neighborhood for a while and then they get
Yes.
picked up. This is
Yeah.
probably a better way to contain them so that that doesn't happen. and it's easier for them to pick it up. You can see how a bundled batch of twigs is easier for somebody to grab, and in the 4-foot sections, the truck can take it easier. You can't just lop off a limb and stick it out there and it just disappears. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense what you're saying.
Yeah.
All right. So this information is available on the website too, right? So if folks have any questions about anything we've talked about, that would be a place to look, right? What is that web address?
That web address is www.battlecreekmi.gov. And you can use the search bar. You can search environmental services, and everything should come up on our webpage. You can search curbside service, yard waste. It's a great website, so everything should come up. For our volunteer Earth Day, you can register at bcwater.org. So that's when you can fill out your waiver and things like that. So.
All right. And if you're listening by podcast, all you have to do is mouse over to the bottom right corner. There's a little I there. And by that, I mean the letter I. You click that for information, and the show notes come up, and we'll have these links right there for you. So if you're riding along or something and didn't get a chance to write these down, we'll have the links there in the show notes at the podcast level if you'd like to just click through from there. Well, this is informational, and we appreciate this, and I learned something today, too, so hopefully you did as well. Bessie and Patty, thanks so much for this update.
Thank
you for having us.